Okay, everybody, welcome to lesson 3-2. I can tell you're excited. It's been so long since the last lesson, so let's get right to it. Okay, so in last lessons, way back, we've talked about dotted half notes. We've also talked about dotted quarter notes. Well, today we're going to be talking about dotted eighth notes. And these dotted notes work the same way as the other ones. The dot adds half the value of the note. So in that way you can think of dotted eighth notes equaling 1/8 note plus 1/16 note, or the other way around, 60th note plus an eighth note. You can also think of it as 3/16 notes added all together. All of these equal a dotted eighth note. So let's talk about how these work. First up, we have this measure in 4/4 time, and it goes like this: 2, ready, go. 1 E and a 2, 3 and a 4. Ta 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 ta, ta 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 ta. Okay, so that was fun, but we already know all of this. We know how 16th notes work, and we know how this pattern works. So let's put in a dotted eighth note. What if we want to change these first 3/16 notes, all three of them, into a dotted eighth note? Well, let's do that. That'll look like this. Now instead of 1 E and a, it's just going to be 1 okay? And remember, we can do this because those 3/16 notes, if you add them all together, would equal a dotted eighth note. So the figure we have left is one you're going to find quite a bit in music. Another good thing to think about is check what we have left now. We have the 1 and the the two middle 16th notes are not there anymore, the E and the and. The reason why I bring this up is because it's good to think of those or feel those two middle 16th notes, even though they're not actually there. I'll show you what I mean. 2, here I go. 1 ch 2, 1 ch 2. So I'm saying ch for the E and the and. I'm going to take that out now. Ready, go. 1 2, 1 2, 1 2, 1 ch 2, 1 ch 2. I think it's easier to understand how the 1 and the works if you can still feel the middle two, the E and the and. So before we keep going, let me just demonstrate what this will sound like as is. 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, and a 4. Ta, 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 ta. 1, 2, 3, and a 4. So the next thing I want to talk about is take a look at beat 3. We got a 3 and a 4 rhythm there. What if we wanted to put a tie between the 8th note and the 16th note like that? That means that 3 and a 4 is now just going to be 3 a 4. Alright, so this whole thing is going to sound like this. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you hear, now beat 1 and beat 3 are the same exact thing, which means that this figure is the same thing as this figure, just written in a different way. And if you think about it this way, on beat 3, that tied 8th note and 16th note, you're just combining them. And what do we know? An 8th note plus a 16th note equals a dotted 8th note, which is why this is the same thing as this. Okay, so important to remember, two different ways to write the same kind of rhythm. Okay, so this next slide is going to help me show you another use of a dotted eighth note. As this measure stands right now, it goes like this. Ready, go. 1 E and a 2 and 3 E and 4 and ta 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 ta. So before we changed these 3/16 notes into a dotted eighth note, the first three, what if we wanted to change the back three, so E and a? What if we wanted to change those 3/16 notes into a dotted eighth note? Well, we can, and it would look like this. Now, the dotted eighth note is on the E of beat 1, okay? It doesn't start on the downbeat anymore, it starts on the E. It's still worth 3/16 notes, right? And this is going to sound like this. Ready, go. 1 E, 2 and 3 E and 4 and ta 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 ta. I'm going to do the same thing as I did last time with the ch on the and since those are the two 16th notes that are no longer there. Okay? ready, go. 1 each, ch, 2. 1 each, ch, 2. Ta ta ch, ch, 2. Now if I take the ch out, ready, go. 1 E, 2. 1 E, 2. 1 E, 2. You can still kind of hear where the ch would be if they were still there, as I say 1 E, 2. And then also on beat 3, if we did like we did on the last slide, if we in this case tied this 16th note to the 8th note, right? That means that that's no longer 3EN 4N. That's going to be 3E 4N. And the whole measure will sound like this. Ready, go. 1E 2N 3E 4N. Ta 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 ta. Yet again, this figure sounds the same as this figure, just because of the nature of how the tie works and how this figure is the same. The 8th note and 16th note tied together is the same thing as a dotted 8th note. Just like last slide, the dotted 8th note in this case is just in a different position on the E of the beat. Okay, so this last slide, like it usually does, ties it all together. You're going to see the different kinds of dotted 8th note patterns spread out in this 4-measure example. This time the red dot is just going to be landing on the downbeats. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 as I'm counting the actual rhythm. And that's going to be pretty much what you'll be doing when you do the rhythms for me on the worksheet, since I'm going to have you tap the beat as you say the actual rhythms on ta. So that's pretty much what I'm looking for, like I have in the other worksheets. So here we go. 2, ready, go. 1 E and a 2 and a 3, a 4. 1 E, 2 and a 3. 1 E and 2 E, 3 and a 4, a 1 and 2, a 3, a 4. I'll do that one more time, this time on ta. Ready, go. Ta 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 ta. Okay, listen to that a few times, really internalize those dotted 8th notes. Good luck on the worksheet. Find me if you need help. We'll see you guys next video.